and Lee is getting the permits for people so fast. You know, the biggest problem they had is we can't build if you're not going to give us the permits, or if it's going to take 9 years to get a permit and then get rejected. You know, they'd wait 9, 10, 12 years to do environmental impact statements, and at the end of 12 years, they'd get a rejection, 3-2. You know, they gave their lives to it. We don't do that anymore. He does it within weeks, and we really appreciate Lee. He's got an incredible staff, and we appreciate the job he's done. He's an unbelievable guy. OMB Director Russ Vought. Nobody knows the finances of this country and the waste, fraud, and abuse better than Russell. So, Russell, I want to thank you for doing such a great job. You're really in there fighting, and really was a big help during this whole situation that we had, Tom, right, with Russ, when we had to know the numbers. There's nobody that knows them better. He lives with them. Director of National Intelligence. Oh, where's Tulsi? She's like hotter than everybody. She's the hottest one in the room right now, because she found out with certainty. I think we knew it before, in all fairness, Tulsi, but now you have certainty. She has all the documents. She has everything that you need. And she found out that Barack Hussein Obama led a group of people, and they cheated in the elections, and they cheated without question. It's not even a question. Would you say there's even a little question there, Tulsi? She says no. And you found things that nobody thought we'd ever find. And I'm very happy and very honored to have you with us. She's right now, by far, Speaker, she's hotter than you right now, Speaker. She's the hottest person in the room right now, Speaker. So, Tulsi, great job. And I know you have a lot more coming. She told me you've seen nothing yet. So I heard those rumors about you, but now I know they're true. So we're very proud of you, Tulsi. They cheated so badly, and ultimately it led to a loss in 2020, and it shouldn't have been a loss. It was a big victory. We won by a lot. We had to do it again. But if I thought we lost, I would never have run again. And this is a far more consequential election than it would have been if we did. That's the only thing I can say in favor of it. But we can't ever let that happen again to our country. Look at what happened in terms of inflation, in terms of so many things, but most importantly, maybe in terms of allowing millions and millions of people into our country that we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have these people in our country, and the levels of violence and things that we're seeing are so bad, and we're getting them out, and Tom Homan and Christie have done an incredible job, and but we're getting them out. But this should have never happened. It was like just a terrible, unforced error. The only thing that I can't figure out, I always like to figure the other side. Why would they do this? Why would they allow people to come into our country from all over the world, not just South America, but from Venezuela, but from all over the world they came, and they came by hundreds of thousands, in some cases hundreds of thousands a day. When you look at some of these, they break down gates. We built hundreds of miles of wall. They didn't break down the wall, but anything that wasn't a wall, they were able to break it down. And they came in, though, by the millions, and we're going to be paying a price for this, so we are paying a price. It's all-consuming, and we have to get 11,888 murderers, many of them murdered more than one person. And they're in here, and some are already gone. We've gotten them out. Some we can't get out. We want to put them in jails because we're afraid they'll come back. They're so violent. And they used to say, no, these are the illegal immigrants, they said, are very kind people. Remember that? They used to say they're kind, they don't commit crimes. No, they make our criminals look like extremely nice people. And we have to get them out, and it's a big job. But we're doing it, and step by step. And last month, as you know, in June, we had 0 people come through the border, right? 0 people come through the border. So we're doing a real job. But what we found out is horrible, that Obama and a group of thugs cheated on the elections. They cheated violently, viciously on the elections. They're violent people. They're vicious, horrible. These are vicious, horrible people. And we can't let this happen. SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler, a cabinet member, and a great person. Hi, Kelly. And she has done a job. You know, I always say small business. I used to say it with somebody else that happened to be, Linda, you happened to be there. I said, it's small business, but it's actually the biggest business there is, right? Probably there is. When you add it up, all those little small loans, you add them up, it's the biggest bank there is. But Kelly, you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Don't do a better job than Linda. That would be terrible. Linda had the job before you. She was so great. But don't beat her, because Linda would be very upset about that. Actually, she'd be happy. I think you'd be happy about it, right, Linda? That's the way Linda is. I want to also express our gratitude to all of the wonderful friends, and mostly spouses, but the wonderful friends that we have here. This is sort of just a great period of time for the country, and it's a great period of time for the Republican Party. I also want to wish Congresswoman, a truly beautiful woman, Mary Miller, and her husband, her handsome husband. This is like I'd like to use them on the front page of an advertisement for people that come to a hotel or something, but they're like I think they're a perfect couple. Mary Miller, I'd like to thank you and wish you a lot with your husband, Chris, and a very happy 45th wedding anniversary. Wow. It's a beautiful couple with beautiful children and grandchildren. Good. Keep it going. Keep it going. Mary's very respected too, Chris. You know that. She's doing a fantastic job. Beautiful woman. And happy birthday to Representative Robert Adderholt. Where is Robert? Robert, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary, Robert. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So we have an anniversary, we have a birthday today. Anybody else having a birthday or anything? Robert, great job you're doing. Thank you very much. We appreciate it very much. Time and time again, the House Republican majority has defied the odds to deliver win after win for the American people. They were giving us very small odds of doing this bill. In fact, we were originally breaking it up into 7, and then 6, and then about 3 and 2, and then ultimately we said 1, and I had it a little different name. I had one great, big, beautiful bill. But Steve said, that's too much. That's a little too much. Let's take the word great out. But it is great. It was a little tougher to say, a little too long, but we took the word great out. But it is really one incredible situation that we passed. And people said that we'll do a number of bills and it'll be much easier. Typically, that's the way, except the problem was you had some where for the good of the country you had to do certain things, but it wouldn't necessarily mean you were going to get the votes. But you needed it for the good of the country. But the big, beautiful bill, the beauty is that it had something in it and a lot for everyone, including the people in this room that had a vote. So I think it was an incredible decision that we made pretty early on, right? We had a lot of people that were skeptical, Mike, about doing the 1. They said it's just not possible to get it passed. And I think it actually turned out to be the biggest advantage because everybody had something in it. No matter who you were, you could go back and say, look what we got. Oh, well, that's okay. So it really worked out well. You passed the Laken Riley Act. You passed the Halt Fentanyl Act. That's big stuff. You know, we are tariffing countries that are sending us fentanyl and working with fentanyl. And sadly, we're taking in billions and billions of dollars, but we don't want to take in billions for that. We want them to stop, and they will. With the help of our great First Lady, you passed the Take It Down Act. That's a big thing, and it was a bipartisan. That was very bipartisan. I think I'll ask her to get involved in more acts. That was like a real bipartisan, not where you had 2. But you had a lot of Democrats vote for that one. That's a beautiful thing, the horrible things that take place on the internet, and they destroy children, and children do bad things to themselves, including, you know what, the word is suicide. And it really broke our heart to see it so often, so much. And take it down, we take it off the internet. They do things that are so bad. And it was a great thing that you did, bipartisan. On July 3rd, you passed the One Big Beautiful Bill, and that's going to go down, I think, as one of the most monumental achievements ever in congressional history. In one historic package, we delivered the largest tax cut in American history, the largest spending cut in American history, and the largest border security investment in American history. And we got no tax on tips. Think of it, no tax on Social Security. We have no tax on overtime. It's just been, there's never been anything like it. And when you explain it, you know, because the Democrats are out there saying death. That's all they're given the word manufactured. They manufactured. The word they use is death. That's the only thing they're good at. That's the only thing. So they have death. And when we get out and sell, it's the opposite. It gives us life. It gives the country life. It gives, you could look at Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security. It gives it life. It means it's going to be here. They're going to be here. They wouldn't be here. I don't think we'd have a country. You want to know the truth? If we didn't win this election, I don't think we'd even have a country. But we've achieved more in 6 months than the most administrations have achieved during their 4 years or even 8 years. We've achieved more in 6 months than most administrations have achieved, whether it's 4 years or 8 years, which is pretty incredible. And when I was in Saudi Arabia, we took back $5.1 trillion. We went to Qatar, we went to Saudi Arabia, and UAE. Great leaders, all three, and great. They were great. And they invested, when I say took it back, I mean took it back in terms of an investment in the country, $5.1 trillion with a T, trillion dollars. And the King of Saudi Arabia looked at me and says, you know what? 1 year ago, America was dead. Your country was dead. He said, and now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. That's a big statement, and that was 2 months ago. But he said, you went from a dead country, which is pretty hard to hear that. But it's true. I mean, think of it. We had a dead country. We had an embarrassment. All over the world, they were laughing at us like we were a bunch of fools. We had a dead country. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. There's no country even close to being as hot. And those great representatives of Japan that a few of you, including the speaker, got to see in action, smart and sharp, and they said the same thing. They said, look, you have the hottest country in the world. So since I took office, the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, and they just did it again today, have set more than a dozen record highs. Core inflation is way down, below 2%. Think of that. And gas prices are the lowest they've been in many, many years. You know, it's interesting. I watch the Democrats, and they get on these shows. Well, prices are up. Energy is up. Gasoline is through the roof. Food and groceries are up. They lie. One guy even said eggs are up, and we reduced it by about 5 times. Think of it, eggs, because when I first got here, the first week, they hit me. The fake news back there, they hit me. First week, they're screaming at me, eggs are through the roof. What are you going to do? I said, this isn't my problem. This was, Biden did this, not Trump. But they were screaming at me. I said, just give me a chance. And I will say our Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke, did a great job. Brooke Rollins, she did a great job. She's here too. Thank you, Brooke. But think of what we've done. So prices are all down. I don't think there's any price other than we have a real terrible head of the Fed. And if he brought down interest, you know, in Europe, the European Union, they've lowered their interest rate now 11 times. And we haven't lowered ours at all. He's a stiff. He's a knucklehead. And I was very nice to him at the beginning because I know how to sell. And, you know, at a certain point, it didn't matter anymore because the guy is just not a smart person. Shouldn't have been there. And I blame myself in a way for that. But I blame Biden for extending. I was surprised that they extended him, but they did. I think they extended him because they knew how much I couldn't stand him. So they did it for that reason. But and he did lower the rate before the election 2 or 3 times. It's the only time he's really acted like that. But no, he's a bad job. And he's hurting people. He's hurting people that can't get houses because they don't have mortgages. And I don't know if he knows it or not. He's either evil or stupid, and either is really not acceptable. But he's not doing a good job. And but he's only going to be there for a short while. Not going to be there much longer. Our deregulation efforts are saving the typical family thousands and thousands of dollars. So remember, when you're campaigning, got to remember this. Prices are down, groceries are down, oil is down, energy is down, gasoline is, wow. We hit $1.99 a gallon today in 5 different states. And now in California, he keeps adding taxes, you know, when you go to $7, $8, but I mean, they just keep putting taxes on gasoline. It's crazy. I think you ought to take a look at that, Doug. It's ridiculous what he's doing out there. And he's really hurting people a lot. But we have, in free market, we have gasoline that's getting down to the low 2s, and in some cases even breaking that. I think you're going to end up breaking it if Doug does his job with Chris. You're going to be so drill, baby, drill, right, Doug? That's Doug. He really took that theme to heart. He's going wild, actually. And we'll fill up the strategic reserves. You know, they use these are massive cavities in Earth that you wouldn't believe how big. And they took the oil out that we put in. We put in a lot at good prices. And they took it out before the election. And it didn't really amount to that much for cars. You know, it didn't last that long, actually, because that's as big as those cavities. We call them cavities, are caves. They're incredible salt. They're salt mines, and they have almost an unlimited capacity, but it is limited. And they were just about filled up to the top. And for the election, they started emptying it. It wasn't meant for that. It really meant for a military emergency. It wasn't meant to keep prices down so that somebody can win an election, but obviously that didn't work. And the blue-collar workers have already seen their largest real wage increase in 60 years, another thing you can say. But the biggest thing you can say, and I told Mike today, I said, Mike, there's one thing where I don't believe we can lose. So at the end of my first term, I was so proud of myself because I worked very hard. And pharmaceuticals, drug prices, went down for the first time in 28 years. Think of that. First time in 28 years they went down. You know what they went down? 1/4 of 1 point. Little much. The line was almost straight. It was like key. But it went down. First time in many years. 28, I think. And I was so proud I called a news conference to announce that drug prices have gone down for the first time in many years. And I thought it was great, but then I did something much better. And this is what you have to run on. I have a friend who has a serious weight problem. Serious. He's brilliant, but extremely heavy. I'm being nice. And he takes Ozempic, or as they call it, the fat drug. And he's a brilliant guy. He's rich, tough, highly neurotic. He's a mess. He's a total mess. But he is brilliant and rich. And he was in London, and he calls me like president. He always used to call me Donnie. Now he calls me president. That's good. I like that better. He goes, President, what's going on? I just bought the Ozempic for $88. And in New York, I pay $1,300. Same factory, same company that makes it, same everything. $88 to $1,300. He said almost $1,300. And I explained to him that that's the way it's been for many, many years, where people actually go to Europe in order to buy drugs. When they come back, they'll load it up. In fact, sometimes they get arrested for having so much they think they're drug addicts. They just buy months of supply because it's sometimes 1/10, 1/8, 1/5, 1/2. It's a tremendous difference. And this is for the people in this room, because this is something that nobody else can do. We're going to get the drug prices down, not 30 or 40%, which would be great, not 50 or 60. No, we're going to get them down 1,000%, 600%, 500%, 1,500%, numbers that are not even thought to be achievable, because I've used a certain talent that I have and convinced the drug companies that you have no choice. The drug companies were selling drugs, same company, in Europe and other places, based on what Europe told them to sell them at. And they said, let America pick up the difference, and I wouldn't let it happen. I wouldn't let it happen. So I invoked what's called a favored nations provision, so that we will pay the same price as the lowest nation anywhere in the world. And drugs will come down, like from, as an example, $1,300 in the case I gave you. They'll come down from $1,300. Now, in the world, they'll go up a little bit. Not as much as you think, because the world is bigger than the United States in terms of population, as you probably know. But it will go up. And maybe it'll go up, instead of $88 or $90, it will go up to $110 or $120 or $140. But we're going to come down to $140. So you're going to have it coming down from $1,300 to $140, $150, $160. What difference? I mean, somewhere big. and it'll be, serious. It'll be numbers that nobody can even imagine. That's going to have a huge impact on Medicaid, Medicare, even Social Security. It's going to have a huge impact on everything. So I just want you to know that that's one of the things that you have, and they'll never be able to take it away from you. When I said no tax on tips, Kamala got just killed. We won Nevada by a lot. They have 99.9% of the people work in hotels, right? I said no tax on tips. And a month later, she said, and there will be no tax on tips. And they got booed out of the room because they knew that was our issue. So they'll try and pick up on this issue. They can't because we did it, but they'll try anyway because they do lie terribly. We will have reduced drug prices by 1,000%, by 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 700, 600, not 30 or 40 or 50%, but numbers the likes of which you've never even dreamed of before. And we're working very hard right now to get the other countries to lift up their prices a little bit and to get the drug companies to put it to them. And if they don't, the drug companies will have a lot of problems, and they are mostly agreed to it. And if the countries don't, then as an example, if it's Europe, I'll say, that's okay. You're no longer allowed to sell cars in America. You're no longer allowed to have Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, or any of the other many cars. And they will say, oh, I love the idea of lower drug prices for America. So you have to use that. You have to use that because it's, I can't think of anything that can be more powerful than that, okay? And there's nothing more powerful than that. And we can't forget about it. I said, one thing I said to the speaker today, I said, the one thing I'm going to bring up tonight, because we have so many of the Congressional, the congressmen and women in the room, but the one thing I'm going to bring up is what we did with, we call it favored nations. But so we're going to have the lowest drug prices anywhere in the world. We'll be tied for the lowest drug price, essentially, anywhere in the world. And you can win your election. I don't care where you come from. That helps everybody. There's no other point, I think, that can, what do you think, Mary? Do you agree? Okay. I agree, too, Mary. You better agree, Mary, if you didn't agree. If you didn't agree. But no, it's an amazing thing. And nobody thought that was even possible. So we've negotiated historic trade deals with the United Kingdom, Indonesia, China, today Japan and the Philippines. We just did the Philippines today also. A good deal. We have stopped wars between India and Pakistan, the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda. That was going on for 30 years. And by the way, India-Pakistan was probably going to end up in a nuclear war if they kept, they shot down 5 planes in the last attack. And it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I called them and I said, listen, no more trade. If you do this, you're not going to be good. But they're both powerful nuclear nations. And that would have happened. And who knows where that would have ended up. And I stopped it. Iran, you saw, we took out their entire capability of nuclear. Kosovo and Serbia, we stopped that. And a couple of others that we didn't stop a war, but we stopped what probably could have ended up in a war. And we do that on the House. It's compliments of America, okay? Do you think Biden would do that? I don't think so. Do you think he ever heard of any of those countries? I don't think so. I was sitting there screaming back and forth with Japan, and somebody said, can you imagine Biden doing this? I don't think so. There would be no negotiation. We'd just be ripped off like we have been. We've been ripped off so many years by friend and foe. And you know what? The friend has been worse in many cases than the foe, but ripped off on trade and other things. And I'm very proud to tell you that with NATO, the European, if you look, the European countries essentially will be buying our equipment, paying 100% on the dollar, and then they're going to distribute it to where they're going to distribute it, which is going to be